Yeah, she got it, 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 she got it. Energy.
Greetings, Scary Family, and welcome back. Today's topic, reparations. So let's get real. So I know you were hearing a lot about this lately, in this country, whenever it's time for elections, you hear a lot about it, especially when it's presidential election time. You're going to hear a lot about this. It's mostly, I think, to gain votes, but, they talking about it, so let's talk about it. So what is reparations? Reparations is the making of amends for a wrong that has been done by paying money or to otherwise help those who have been wronged, or repairing or keeping in repair, or the act of making amends or offering expiation or giving satisfaction for a wrong or injury. Okay, so what would the reparations be for? What was the wrong or the injury? We're talking about reparations for slavery. That's 400 years of slavery. Now you have people that like to split hairs about the years. They're trying to say, I've read somewhere that they said it was like 200 years of slavery. Stop. So we're just going to keep it real. We're going to say 400 years of slavery. That is what needs to be amended. That's what the reparations are about in this topic. Okay, so with the slavery thing, let's go in a little depth about that. What was slavery? Slavery was not just about free labor. Of course, that was the main thing, but slavery entails so much more. There was rape, there was torture, there was abuse, there was tearing apart families, there was separating children from their parents. Sound familiar? All that was involved with slavery. There was it's not a good time. Okay, so some countries that have paid reparations for things they've done are countries like Germany, Austria, France, South Africa, and Canada. They've all, paid reparations for things that were done or wrong to people in those countries. The U.S. did pay reparations for the Japanese Americans for the wrongdoing and treatment of them during World War II. I think the settlement fund was back in 1948 was for like $38 million, and I think they awarded each descendant of that like $20,000 each in 1990. So they kind of took care of the Japanese Americans for what they did. But as it pertains to the slaves, let's see, in 1865, I think his name was General William T. Sherman, promised each slave 40 acres and a mule. I'm sure you've heard that before. 40 acres and a mule, that was promised to us. And President Lincoln and Congress approved it. It was really approved, guys. But President Lincoln was assassinated. And after Lincoln came President Johnson. And months after the assassination, President Johnson rescinded the order and said that the land should be returned to the former owners. That was President Johnson. Cut that. He said, Then Congress came and they tried to make another attempt to do the right thing, and Johnson vetoed it. He wasn't having it. So that's, if you wanted to blame a president, let's give it to Johnson. That was his fault. He was not having no people of color having no 40 acres nor a mule. He wasn't having it. So who, if they were to do it, who would get paid? I mean, you have to think about it. Who would really get paid? Because how do you know who was slaves, who was indigenous people from here? Because truth be told, I think you call it Indians or indigenous people of America, really did look like me. You have the red skin thing that you like to show on TV, but that's not really how they look. So they look like us. How much would you get paid? They have people putting out different, ideas of what it would be. Minimum, you're looking at 40 to 60,000. And then there have been some reports of it would be 1.6 million a piece for all the descendants of slaves. Where would that money come from? You have all these things that you got to kind of think about when you're thinking about the reparation situation. My thoughts on it, I have a couple of thoughts on it. One, I do believe that reparations is a must. To put it more on a equal playing field, because it's really not an equal playing field. Slaves are so far behind, and the descendants of slaves are so far behind because we started with nothing. We started with less than nothing. So, it's reparations is a must. But with that being said, think about it. I'll use myself as an example. To say, okay, tomorrow they're going to give me $1.6 million. Am I ready for that? Let's explain to you what I mean. I think before I would want that 1.6, I think I would have to probably sit down and talk to some financial advisors. I don't think my mindset today is that of a millionaire. Let me explain to you what I mean. I have the biggest heart in the world. And the first thing I would think if I had a whole bunch of money was to save all the little homeless animals out there, little kitty cats and the dogs. I would like to buy a whole bunch of land and just put all the, the unloved animals out there. I would like to save the homeless. You know what I'm saying? All that sounds nice, right? Sounds really good, but that's not what keeps a millionaire a millionaire. Most millionaires don't give to causes like that. And it's not to say that they're a bad person, but that's why they're still millionaires. If they give to a cause, it's usually a cause that is going to require them to get something in return. A tax write-off or something like that. But most millionaires don't just give to an empty cause. And that's because if you just burn your money, then it's gone. So just me with the mindset I have today wouldn't be very wise with just $1 million. So I started thinking about some of the people I've known, not everybody, because everybody's not the same, but think about it. Think about just Joe over here. And if he was to get $1.6 million today, most mindsets of today would be, I'm going to go get me a new car. I want some rims. I'm going to have some beat in that trunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get the freshest clothes. I'm going to get the freshest shoes. And that's all nice. It's yours. Do with it what you will. But how is that going to help you? How is that going to help you get a foot up and make it an even playing field out here? For not only you, but for your kids and your grandkids. How is shining with them rims going to do that? See what I'm saying? Invest. That would be the wise thing. What should I do? How should I invest this money? Do you know how many people would just quit their jobs? It would just be chaos. Nobody would be at work. It would just... And that's not how you come up. That's not how you even that playing field like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by it's a kind of like a catch-22. I think, like I said, it's definitely a must, but I think it should require certain things that you would have to do before receiving it. You know what I'm saying? Because you just to get that amount of money and you're used to not having that, you probably wouldn't be the wisest. You know, how you would even that playing field would be invest in a business or in a project or something. You know what I mean? Like, I sat and thought about it while getting my notes together for this segment, and I was thinking, okay, Yogi, they give you 1.6 million. You're not saving the animals. Okay, what would make it better for you, your children, your grandchildren, your grandchildren's children? Okay, I would want to invest. I would want to invest in my own business, of course. Maybe play a little gambling in the stock market. Things like that, you know. Clothing line. That's my dream, for me to have my own clothing line. You know, I design clothes. I would love to have my own salon. Stuff like that. That is what would make it an even playing field. And that is what reparations is about. You know, so it's a catch-22 with the whole thing. And it definitely would have to be thought through, because we definitely don't want everybody quitting their jobs and buying rims and gold watches and all that stuff, because it would be gone before you even had it in your possession. It would be just gone. And then what would be the whole point of you even receiving reparations? Because you haven't evened out that playing field. So those are my thoughts on it, you know. Some people may agree, some people may not, but that's why this is called Keeping It Real with Yogi. Because, you know, you ain't got to agree. This is my thoughts, my opinions. Anyway, guys, so that was my thoughts. Think about it, because you never know. Maybe they may pass it and we may see reparations in my lifetime. So sit back and think about that. If you were to receive it, what would you do? How would you spend it wisely? How would you invest in your future and your kids' future and your grandkids' future? Just think about that. All right. Anyway, guys, that's my time. I appreciate you coming, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, sharing, and liking. And I will see you next time.
Yeah, she got it. 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 She got it.